Hey guys, it's Danny today. I'm going to be reviewing the Phantom Mission 2 Academy from 2020. I'm going to be going around the boot, and then going to go to the upper material, and then going to the sock thingy, whatever thingy you want to call it, and then going to go down to the sole plate. It's going to be a fun day, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm going to go around the boot, so you get your nice Phantom Mission logo right there, your nice swoosh logo going right about there, and then you get your nice other tiny swoosh logo on the side, and then you get the Nike Skin lettering right here, Nike Skin upper from the Hypervenom 1 logo. It's almost the exact same, but more on that later. So going to the upper, it has a knitted upper right there, which is actually pretty nice, and then you get this nice little pull string, so it feels much more better to put on. Still modifications on the side, and it's decently good. So the upper material is a synthetic mesh upper, almost the exact same upper from the Hypervenom 1 low, as I mentioned, and it is pretty nice. You get almost the exact same upper, and it's just so nice. This is a synthetic mesh, as we mentioned before, and if you like the Hypervenom 1, this boot will make you feel right at home because you have a really nice touch on the ball. And it requires almost no breaking time at all. It's really nice and soft. And if you're one of those guys who just feels like you don't really want to get the time of breaking your boots, and want just a one day 40-minute session where your boots are broken, this boot is a boot for you. Okay, so going to touch side things, it has a nice padded sensation on the ball. It feels really nice and soft and pleasant. It feels nice padded. It's because the upper is so thin, you get even between a nice sharp and crisp sensation and a nice pad sensation on the ball, which is actually pretty cool. And if you think, and then you get laces, because you get the ghost laces right there, as I said right there, you get the ghost laces right there, and you get the knitted upper. It's actually pretty good. So you think Adidas putting Walmart is just a little bit too expensive, or you want the laceless version with clean striking surface, or you just want laces and a nice clean striking surface, you can get this boot or the Phantom Venom, the thing so with lace cover and a clean striking surface. It's really the boot for you, because if you want to get a nice boot that is nice, clean striking surface, this is the one for you, because you get laces, amazingly good lockdown, and you get the mesh, I think from the Phantom Mission 2 Elite, which once you tap the laces, the mesh starts folding your foot into place, which is actually pretty good, because then you get a nice lockdown on the ball, and you get this nice, ultimately clean striking surface right about there. So that's pretty good. As for the heel area, you get a nice stability right there, and it feels nice because if you're gonna get hit, it won't really hurt because you're gonna have amazingly good protection. Well, it's pretty hard. It's not that hard, and it's actually pretty good. As you can see, this thing is not a fake. I mean, you can fold it right here, but it takes a little bit hard. But this is not a fake. I bought this at Dick's Sporting Goods, so just so you know. So this is really good boot. It feels nice and padded. And as for the sock, I don't really like it, even though it's stretchy. Or if you have this boot is actually pretty wide. So looking at my foot, it's actually I have a narrow foot, so there's a little bit too much space but it's still pretty good. So if you're a wide-footed person, the sock will actually stretch. It's not technically a sock. If you've worn the club models on the Elite or on the club models of the Superfly 7, or the Puma, if you wear the Puma Future or 19.3 or the 5.1 or the 4.3, 5.3 or 4.3, you'll notice how bad the sock is. So just keep in mind that. And also you get a nice little pull string to make the shoe a lot easier to put on. And it's pretty good. It's nice, decent, and good. And it's actually pretty good. So moving down to the sole plate, the things are getting a little bit different. You're going to get two stud patterns, the multi-ground sole plate, which I have here, and the artificial grass sole plate, which you get three tinier studs right here going all around the boot, which I didn't want that. Since I'm playing on natural grass, this is natural grass right there. And I got a pitch that's natural grass, and I really wanted nice studs that give me good traction. These things do a pretty decent job right here. You can see there, they're pretty decent. These three studs provide most of the traction in the forefoot. The forefoot I'm saying is about from these three studs and onwards. So you get 4 FG studs and 4 AG studs. And overall in the boot, you get 8 artificial ground studs and 6 firm ground studs for firm ground playing too. But I prefer more firm ground studs because I want better traction. And this boot actually weighs 130 grams, so this is more like for a passing boot, but I'm a defense and I wear this, so I don't really care. But if you've had like a Vapor 12, 11, 13, and you're coming into this boot, you'll notice the weight difference of the boot, because you have a Vapor 11. The boot was like 171 grams, and if you this is like 50 grams more, which is actually kind of noticeable once you put on the boots. But once you're into playing time, you won't really notice them because it won't really matter. But once you put them on your feet, you'll actually notice the weight difference. But I guess that's just it. As for soap weight though, it has decently good traction. It's not the best, but on artificial grass, this thing will provide really good. I rode this on artificial grass about 4 times before moving to Central America, and I'm gonna go back to the States. So yeah, but you get really nice traction. These 3 studs are pretty good traction, especially when you're gonna lift off. So let's say I'm right here. These 3 studs are gonna provide most of the traction. You go here and then you lift off, and this thing has a pretty nice, decent snapback. Like I just gonna snapback, so I want your thing to snap back into place. So that is pretty good. And yeah, you get this nice little grip elements, which I'm gonna be showing you right about now. So right there, hopefully you guys can see, you get those nice little grip elements going all around the boot right there, and then you get the Nike logo right about there. Hopefully the thing will focus. There you go. 3 studs right there, and you get the nice little grip elements going all around the boot. And these things you get on the Fancy Mission Pro. So just a thing to keep that in mind. Overall, the Academy is a really good soccer shoe. It's the Academy version. I forgot to say that. But if you're looking for a nice boot, this boot is really good for comfort. It feels really nice on the ball, and it's just amazingly good. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching my review, and I'll see you next time.